The losing streak is up to 8. We have not won a game in July. Hey everybody, welcome back to High Fever, your Indiana Fever basketball podcast, the number one Indiana Fever basketball podcast in the world. Today's game, a matinee game, a nice little morning game, 95-87, New York Liberty defeat the Indiana Fever. New York goes to 14-4, and Indiana 5-15 before the break. A good game if you watched like the first quarter and the fourth quarter. Other than that, not very good. We'll go through some game leaders here. Sabrina Ionescu put up 34. Aliyah Boston 23. Brianna Stewart pulled down 10 rebounds. Aliyah Boston 9 rebounds, close to a double-double for Boston. And Vandersloot 12 assists. And Wheeler 5. We are going to get to the overtime, but first off, we'll start with some players who are out. And Alyssa Smith, stress fracture in her foot. They're going to reevaluate her in 2 weeks. Initially, it was she'll be out for 2 weeks. No, she will be reevaluated in 2 weeks. So it could be, and probably is going to be longer. Lexi Hall broke her nose in the last game, so she was out today. I'm going to have to go through on I guess League Pass and go find where she broke her nose. If anybody knows where she broke her nose, the point in the game, feel free to comment that. Let me know. I really would like to find that, but they were both out. And early in the game, it felt a little weird because there was a lot of energy. There was obviously a new lineup. I think they said a new lineup in 15 games or something like that. New starting five. They came out with good energy, but Ionescu was hitting from 3 early, keeping the Liberty in it. And the Fever took a lead quite early in the game. So I have to do a disclaimer. I am a West Coast guy, an Indiana Fever fan on the West Coast. So this game started at 9 a.m. So after the first quarter, I went to go make myself breakfast. And I come back, and they're down. Like, they were up by 3 or something when I walked away. And then I come back, and they're down already. I'm like, I don't... They couldn't hold the lead through the middle of the game. And we'll talk about how the lead ballooned to 18, but Ionescu was kind of cooking early. It felt like, okay, without Lexi Hall, she was going to kind of attack. They put Berger on her at least early in the game, and I like those minutes from Berger. Berger was a lot more aggressive, a lot more, I think, comfortable. In that role that she was kind of being forced to play due to the lack of depth. I liked Berger's minutes. I will say that. Kelsey Mitchell was kind of amazing. This was kind of like oh my god, Kelsey Mitchell's an all-star, and Kelsey Mitchell is on this team. She played 29 minutes, put up 16, impactful. I think. Impactful in the way that like you want a vet to be. 1 of 6 from 3 is not probably gonna do it. You know what I mean? But just having the confidence of a player like her out there, and especially early, she was doing some good stuff. So I liked a lot of Kelsey Mitchell's minutes. Victoria Saxton got some minutes. They mentioned that she hadn't been in a game since June, I think, early June. She put in some good minutes. Those were fine. Again, non-offensive, just like, hustle, which is what I saw. The middle of the game. We'll talk about the middle of the game. So, like, the end of the first quarter to the end of, I don't know, the third quarter, 2 quarters, they kind of just fell apart. I mean, I don't want to say the Fever fell apart as much as, the New York Liberty realized they were the second best team in the league, and they probably shouldn't be down by 5 to this Fever team. And so they just kind of went on runs and a lot of rush shots that I saw, a lot of shots that just poor selection from the Fever. It was yeah, it was not a good middle of the game. And again, the lead got up to 18, and so it was a situation where I think you know they could have easily rolled over. We've seen this team roll over um, multiple times this season. I've seen this team in the last 3 weeks roll over a couple times. But to their credit, they fought back. This is what I've been asking for the past games. Can I see some fight? Can I see some not just resigned to their fate? Can I see this team fight? And I saw it. 18-point lead. 18-point lead, and they cut it down. And final play of the game. So Kelsey Mitchell's driving, and they need a 3 in the final point. They're down by 3. They need a 3. Kelsey Mitchell drives a baseline, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, she's obviously not going to try and score 2, but are you the right player to be driving in the baseline? I'm looking at who was outside the 3-point line, which is basically every other player, and I'm thinking, oh my god, please don't make a 4. Who I think at that point was Caldwell, or please don't make Aliyah shoot this. And she passed it out to Aliyah, and I'm looking at the clock, and I'm watching 2-1, and I'm thinking, well, she's just gonna dribble it out, and it'll be she won't even get the shot off. I didn't believe, and nope, she put it up, hit the 3. I mean, it was great. I was like, oh my god, like this team, this damn team that I have, come on here for the past 8 games and just been like, another loss. They put up a fight and are actually going to fight this thing down 2 players, and they go to overtime and they get out, I don't want to say outworked, but I will say, the Liberty are just better. They're made for the long haul. Their players can hit shots. Sabrina Ionescu was fucking automatic from the free throw line. Like, there's it's tough when you're only fouling their best free throw shooter, and it's like, okay, she's gonna hit every shot. We're not gonna have a chance. But man. Again, tough loss. Obviously, we're on an 8-game losing streak going into the All-Star break. We get a week off. Hopefully, everybody gets rejuvenated. I'll talk about this more in. I will do one podcast after the All-Star game. We'll talk about the midway point of the season and the All-Star game. But I think we're squarely in rebuild mode. I think we're squarely in that. I don't know if playoff push is the right move. I don't think it is, personally. But I think we're squarely in rebuild mode, and let's just get one more loss, obviously. One more win, than last year, and then, we should be in a good spot. But yeah, tough way to lose. But I am happy with the fight. So, like I said, I will be back for one podcast during the All-Star break. But, enjoy your All-Star break. And I will see you then.